Well, it looks like I'm live now. Hello, everybody. I would have been live a minute ago, except I was chewing on a cracker and it was probably not very appetizing to see, but it was pretty darn tasty, I'll tell you that. So here we are. This is our Wednesday free for all. We do not have a theme, we do not have a topic, we do not have any kind of guests scheduled. Although I will post a link for people who want to come up. Anyway, here we are. So what's going on? Let me first just talk about, oh, hey, Crafty Chats. Um, my normal schedule. Today is Wednesday free for all. Um, totally no topic, no anything. Always immediately following Granny D. Hey, Roaming with Rover. Hey, Dana. Telly hey. Telly hey. Um, but we on Wednesdays it's no theme, no topic, nothing scheduled. We just go where the spirit leads us. And it's always immediately following Granny D, 6 o'clock Eastern on Wednesdays. Thursdays, I usually don't post anything. Fridays, it's either going to be something that is recorded and scheduled or a live. This week, it's probably going to be another live. Saturdays, I usually don't do anything. Sundays, it's a Sunday reading of poetry. This week, I've already recorded and uploaded and scheduled something for Sunday. Hey, Racine. Hey, Diane. Um, and Samantha. And because also this Sunday, I will be doing a marathon. Partly because it's the day before Valentine's Day, and partly because February 13th is the 20th anniversary of my bariatric surgery. So there will be before and after photos. Hey, Austin. Oh, excuse me. That's the cracker I just mentioned. Ooh, excuse me. Hey, Aussie Sandy. I don't believe I've met you, but you're always welcome. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Ola Joe. Yay. Hey, Barfy. Hey, Jennifer. Um. So, yes, Sundays. It's usually poetry readings, and I do have. I alternate between having recorded ones and live stream ones. Ashley, hey. Ah, ah. Ashley is on a comfortable pile of Lion Brand mandalas. They are very comfortable, aren't they? And Chris is here. Lisa knits. Everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody. Hey, Crystal. Um, so Monday, I usually have recorded conversations with other men in yarn. I have met some of the most fascinating people. I have had some of the most wonderful conversations with people. I I'm trying to work out something for this coming Monday. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be. The This past Monday was a rerun. I've done a lot of probably too many reruns recently, but I've done enough that I have a substantial number of reruns. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Danny. Hi. Oh, Jackie. You just woke up from a nap. Naps are very, very, very important. Hey, Mantha. Oh, you mentioned the sweater that I'm wearing. I'm wearing it because this is my own pattern, which is called, I think it's the Comfy Cable Sweater. It's on Ravelry, but I made it with this amazing yarn, which I love. It's Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool, and um, Doris from Rose Cottage Studios gifted me with this yarn. And so I had plenty to make this sweater. And I have some leftovers. And just today, while I was, she went live today for the first time. If anybody has the power, please drop Doris Rose Cottage Studios link there. So she gifted me with this amazing yarn, and while I was talking with her, I came up with an idea for some of the leftover yarn that I have from this sweater. I love, love, love this sweater. I will never part with it. You cannot pay me enough. I mean, I have a bunch of sweaters that I have made, most of which I do not want to part with. Um, I mean, I can only think of two sweaters that I own that I did not myself make that I would not want to part with. One of them belonged to my dad. The other was a gift from my partner of 14 years. Both of them are really gorgeous. The rest of them, the store-bought sweaters that I have in my treasury, I could donate and not even notice they were gone. But the ones that I myself have made, I would not part with. And that's usually how I am with stuff. Unless I intend it for a gift. I don't I don't make stuff to sell. A lot of our friends do. A lot of our friends have great success doing that. And I think it's really great. That is not my experience with selling. So I'm not gonna try to sell anymore. I sell patterns. I sell myself. I mean, as a YouTube personality, because believe you me, nobody's gonna buy my body. Except maybe the medical students when I'm gone, but yeah. Anyway, oh, Samantha, you're so sweet. Thank you, everybody. I hope I have not missed people who have come in. If I have missed greeting anyone who has come in, please do not take it as an offense because it's hard to keep up. Oh, hey, Lisa Knits. Anyway, yes, I love this sweater. So I decided I had to wear it today because I was talking to Doris of Rose Cottage Studio. She did her first ever live stream today, and she did a fabulous job with it. And she is the one who gifted me with the yarn for this sweater. And it was while I was talking with her during that chat that I came up with an idea for what to do with the leftover yarn because there's a substantial amount left over. And I think there's enough for another David size sweater. So I've been working on this one sweater with some gorgeous, perfectly gorgeous. Where's the loop? Okay. Some really gorgeous pink yarn that came from Carrie the Yarny Elephant when she was moving, and so she was like destashing and getting rid of stuff. So I got this gorgeous yarn and I just love it. So I started making a sweater with this for my friend Anne, who loves pink. But then I fell in love with the yarn and I thought, oh, I need it. Oop. Okay, I think it's twisted around the leg of the chair or something. So there goes that. Anyway, so then I fell in love with the yarn and I thought, oh, I need to make it for myself. So I started over. Then I realized there wasn't enough to make a David size sweater. So I started over again. So we're going back to an Anne size sweater. Because she's a small woman with like a sort of I ask I don't like asking women questions like this, but she has like a 32 to 34-inch bust. So she's small. I mean she comes up to like here um if we're standing side by side. But so I'm going to make that sweater for her. She loves pink. She might not love the yarn because it's a little woolly and scratchy, but I don't care. It's an exercise. And then I would, um, my idea is to take the same sweater design with the leftovers that I have of this Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool and make a David size sweater out of it. And by golly, you can't stop me from doing it. Oh, Jackie, a fiber spider butterfly blanket. Fiber spider is brilliant. I love him with all of my heart. Haven't spoken to him recently, but I hope he knows that. I hope everybody knows that. Yeah, Crafty says it should soften with washing. People have advised me it's 100% wool. So I have to be careful with the washing. People have advised me to like hand wash it and use like hair conditioner to soften the yarn. The woman with the t-shirt dress. Oh, oh, Janet, you're talking about the we haven't really you're talking about my friend who is doing a Mother or the Groom dress, and I volunteered to help her out. Her son is getting married in June, which is frighteningly near when you think about it. I came up with an idea of like a t-shirt shaped dress. She as she describes herself, she is short and plump and round. So I thought that one viable option would be like a t-shirt shaped dress in like a solid color, and then one of my shawls uh, in a variegated color, variegated yarn that includes that color, especially because it's like in I don't recall exactly. I think it's in Suffolk in the UK. But the summer evenings get cool, so a shawl would be welcome. We have not finalized on a design idea. I did a men's tank, and so I sent her a picture of that, and I said that I could modify it to like reduce the scoop of the neck and add cap sleeves, make it a total solid color, and make it to the length that she wants. And then I would add the variegated shawl on top of it. I thought that it sounded like a good idea. We have not finalized anything yet. I think I'm going to get started on the shawl nonetheless because if she whether she wants it or not, the shawl would be a good idea with this particular yarn that I have that would be great for it. Uh, Denny, you persist in trying to pit me against Craig because you love him and I love him and he loves you and he loves me. So, what's going to happen next? I don't think that there's going to be a conflict. Oh, hey, Tank. Oh, and once again, I'm sorry if I do not get to greeting everybody who comes in because it's hard to keep up when you're doing this sort of thing. Oh, Kivia, it looks like you just helped out Crafty Chats. Uh-oh. Ashley says there's a new favorite love triangle there. You'll never know. Ha! You're funny, Denny. Very, very funny. Anyway, so tell me, people, what's on your hook? Um, Around here, it's a little bit after 6 o'clock. So if you have had dinner already, what was it? If you're still working on dinner, what's it gonna be? I haven't decided yet. I have a bunch of leftovers in the fridge. I have some frozen things that I could just whip up in the air fryer. I love my new air fryer. I got it just after Christmas. It was one of those from me to us things, and I love it. Um, so I have some frozen things I could whip up in the air fryer. So believe you me, when it comes to food, I'm never going to go wanting. Oh, Janet is asking whether I'm doing soap operas. Do you know, there were some that I used to follow religiously. And I could go for years and come back and recognize the actors and tell you everything you needed to know about the characters. And it doesn't matter what had happened in the years that I had missed because the characters were going to be the same. I don't think it's that way anymore with soap operas. I don't even know what kind of afternoon soap operas there are left. So many of them are gone. I think that they got to be too expensive to produce. Hey, Granny. Oh, barfy, that sounds good. Maureen, I had an Instapot. Maureen, I highly recommend a channel called Pressure Luck. Pressure, as in Pressure, luck, where this guy does everything you can imagine and a whole lot more with Instapots. And you see some of the most amazing looking food coming out. It's just amazing. And I would recommend that for anybody who has an Instapot or any kind of a pressure cooker. Hey, Sylvia. Sylvia, we don't really have a topic. We just go where the spirit leads us. That sounds good, Tank. No, actually, a lot of the frozen foods that you get now, in addition to like the standard oven and the microwave oven instructions, they also include air fryer instructions. So, hey, Nana Michelle. So I recommend looking for those things when you buy your frozen foods. Um, I just over the past week, in probably 4, 5, 6 meals, I went through a whole box of frozen coconut shrimp with sauce. The sauce was your basic orange type sauce that you would get from a Chinese restaurant, but the coconut shrimp was good. Um, and with the sauce, I would like add maybe a little bit of salt, a little bit of cayenne pepper or something like that, mix it all up. It was so good, and I think I had the last of it either yesterday or today. It all runs together. So for this evening, I have the very, very last the leftovers from some pot roast that I made last week that if I don't eat today, I should just throw away. Um, Yarn barf, about cleaning them, I think it depends upon the individual model that you get. The one that we got is very, very easy to clean. Oh, Ashley, hush. Don't tell my secrets. Janet, that sounds delicious. Mmm. Y'all are so cute. Oh, hey, David. Oh, Yes, my sweater. This is on Ravelry. I think it's called the Comfy Cable Crochet Sweater or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. I think I gave the naming privileges to someone in exchange for a super chat. By the way, I accept super chats. But anyway, I gave the naming privileges for this sweater to someone. Um, so I think it's called Comfy Cable Sweater. But I made it with this amazing, wonderful yarn that I love. It's Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool. And Doris from Rose Cottage Studio sent it to me as a gift. And it's amazing. And if you do not know Doris, please go and see her. Oh, banana bread and peach cobbler. I'm coming over to your house. I keep missing people when they come in. I'm so sorry about that. Classy? Granny D, how long have you known me? I ain't got no class. That actually, Nana Michelle, that sounds like a good idea. Getting Dually to clean the parts of the air fryer, because you can pull out the bottom. It's like a separate attachment, and everything is non-stick. So all you have to do is like wipe it down with a non-abrasive scrubby thing, um, and then just let it drip dry, or put it back to work even before it has drip dried. Urgh. Crystal, you're already looking forward to when I get off of here? Okay, Barfy, I don't remember exactly what make and model it was, but uh, we looked at several. There were some that were cheaper, there were some that were more expensive. We chose one that looked like it was the right capacity, that looked like it would be easy to clean. I think the retail price was like $69.99, and I can't remember the name of what it was. I would have to tell you offline what it was. Oh, is Mobs here? Hey, Mobs. Oh, I should not be. Oh, I should not be yawning like this. Hmm. 3/4 of a birthday cake. I don't do birthday cakes. There you go. Now, Nana Michelle, how do you find it when you use the two tiers? Do they cook at different rates? I've seen that on some of the YouTube reviews where if they have two tiers, the bottom tier would cook differently from the top tier. Mm. Oh, Nightbot was just notifying you about a knit along, crochet along that my friend Gary Boston is doing um, as part of his ongoing efforts for AIDS related fundraising in terms of research and in terms of social services for people with HIV. And for the first quarter of this year, the crochet along is my Alicia shawl pattern. So if you would look at the link there, um, or go to Ravelry, search for a group called End AIDS, and then you will find it there. If you already own the Alicia Shawl pattern, I think there is a link there for other ways to contribute. If you do not own the Alicia Shawl pattern, then if you buy it, I will contribute a substantial part of the earnings to Gary's fundraising effort. I am sorry to say that my pattern sales have not been great over the past 3 months. Um, so there's not a lot for me to give to Gary's um, ongoing efforts, but I will continue to contribute nonetheless. Oh, uh, I missed something. Denny, when was your birthday? Yesterday was Denny's birthday? Oh, God. Well, Denny, I'm sorry I missed your birthday, but happy birthday belatedly. Oh, I'm so sorry. February 8th. You're 46, you're a baby. I was already 13 when you were born. Oh, today is Racine's birthday as well. Wow. Everybody's having birthdays. This is cool. So everybody tell me what else is going on. What's on your hook? What's in your cup? What's for dinner if you haven't had it, or even if you have already had it? There you go. Do you know, There are so many yarn giveaways going on, but I have so much yarn already that I really want to work through before I bring more yarn into the house. People talk about whip mountains, you know, the Whippalachians. I have a finished object mountain, and I need to. Some of it, what I really just need to get much better photos than what I have, because at some point this year, one of my goals is to publish a pattern book. And for that, I would need much better photos than what I have. So that's one thing that keeps me from just dumping a bunch of these finished objects. On the other hand, especially with the sweaters that I wear, you couldn't pay me enough to part with some of them. Yarn Bar, if you say you nuked some of your chicken nuggets. Now, we have some frozen chicken nuggets that are so good in the air fryer. I don't know how I got along this long without an air fryer. I mean, there are other appliances I want. I want like a Fry Daddy. I want to be able to deep fry things at will. But this air fryer is amazing. So we have a bunch of frozen things that just go from the freezer to the air fryer to the plate, and they're just amazing. And then again, sometimes I will bring home like artisan bread rolls or that sort of thing. In fact, I just had to put some in the freezer before they got moldy. You toast them for a minute in the air fryer. All you have to do is just press the button and it goes into preheat mode. And, you know, after a minute or two, when the air fryer thinks it's preheating, it's done. You've got your toasted bread or cinnamon toast or whatever you're going to do with it. Cinnamon toast. I might have some of that later. Hey, Shatika. Hey, Susan in Gino. Please forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly. I took all sorts of European languages, and so as a student, so I tend to pronounce things the way I learned as, you know, European languages, and I know that it's not always that way with those communities in the U.S. In fact, when I was living in New York, people would mock me for the way I would pronounce words like ricotta or manicotti. Okay, who was that? Apparently somebody just bought something from me on Ravelry because I got a notification. Hey, Wally. Oh, Barfi, yes. Thrift shops are a great place to seek out kitchenwares. I mean, this I love. I love this glass. I use it over and over and over again. I love cobalt blue glass anyway, but I got this at Goodwill for like 99 cents, which, if you think about it, was a little bit overpriced, but it doesn't matter because I use it again and again and again, and it's tough. If I dropped it on the floor, it would bounce, it wouldn't shatter. Um, I'm not going to try it out right now because it's got something tasty inside. But yes, thrift shops are a great place to find home appliances, kitchenwares. Honestly, I cannot conceive of paying retail prices for clothing anymore because I have been shopping at Goodwill and Salvation Army and other things for so long. I cannot conceive of paying retail prices, even discount retail prices for clothing. And when I do, it really hurts me very, very deeply. I mean, what am I wearing now? I'm wearing slippers that I got from Walmart. They were probably $8 or $9. Meh. I'm wearing pajama pants. I don't even remember where they came from. I would not pay full retail price for them now. I'm wearing this sweater that I made myself. I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath it that was your basic underwear t-shirt kind of thing. Tomorrow when I go out into the world, if I do, I might put on a shirt that I got from Goodwill for $3 or $6, that sort of thing. But, you know, the things, retail prices are insane. Oh, why not says that the thrift shop prices are going up also. They are. It's true, they are. Because they're realizing that there's money to be made. At the same time, Goodwill supports programs that give like people with disabilities um, an occupation. It gives them a skill. Whereas if you go to a department store, you're only lining the pockets of people in boardrooms. Oh, Jenna, that was you? Oh, thank you for purchasing that pattern. Oh, yes, yes. Ashley, I see what you're saying about the Goodwill stores where it gets filtered back to the community where it comes from. I see that, yes. At the same time, They're like at at minimum two sides to every question. At minimum, two sides to every question. There are probably 40 different sides to every question. So at the same time, I would still rather give my money to Goodwill than to Bell. Well, right here, and we have Belks, we have Dillard's. Those are the primary ones. Other people would know Macy's or Neiman Marcus, or what's the Midwestern one? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. So anyway, yeah, I would still rather give my money to Goodwill than to line the pockets of the big department store chains. And honestly, I don't really care about what's the latest fashion. Fortunately, with men's fashion, it doesn't change that much. I can I can I can wear the same pair if I wear the same size. I can wear the same pair of khakis and the same button-down shirt that I wore 20 years ago. Um, and be just fine as long as they were properly cared for. Um, I certainly can't say that I care for things properly. But you know what I'm saying? With men's stuff, it doesn't change that much. With women's stuff, I wonder whether there is too much tolerance for being led in these seasonal or these seasonal directions for fashion, because what looks good doesn't change that much over time. Yeah, Janet, yeah, money is always tight, and God bless you if you have the money to spend, retail prices for those things. I don't. I don't think I know people who do. Um, but you know what? I don't judge people based on that sort of thing either. I make my own decisions. And if I choose a look when I go out among people, which I don't do very often nowadays, thank you, pandemic and social anxiety and everything else. Um, I choose a look and I stick with it and I don't worry about it. I go out and I am me, and it is what it is. And if you are more concerned about what I'm wearing than who I am, then I don't really particularly want to know you. Hmm. I'm glad we're talking about fashion and comfort and styles and stuff. You can you can wear things that are beautiful and still look. I hate the word, but you could still look fashionable. Um, and there are honestly, if you just there are lots and lots of people on YouTube who will tell you, or at least give you suggestions. And if they're not on YouTube, you can find them through Google. You can find all kinds of resources. It's not about what the big merchants tell you you have to have, the big designers. I mean, I'm not going to wear an $1,800 shirt. You cannot pay me enough unless you buy the shirt and then pay me to wear it publicly. On top of that, I might consider it if it looks good on me. I mean, there's a bunch of variables right there. Yarn barf. Yes, barfy. Yes, yes. You know, it's entertaining. It's entertainment, really, what goes on in the fashion world. I mean, when I was an office temp in New York many, many, many years ago, I once spent a few months working in the offices of a very, very big name designer. I resisted going there. I said, I can't go there. I'm sartorially challenged. But they sent me there anyway. They liked me, even though I dressed like well, they would consider me a slob. I probably would too. It doesn't matter because I was comfortable. But, you know, um, I remember one time I was in the copy room, where they made the copies, they sent the faxes, that sort of thing. And the guy, the big name designer who owned the place came in. We had never been introduced. He saw me. He had this look of shock on his face when he did see me. And then he turned around and left. And I thought, woohoo, I've won. Actually, I didn't, but nowadays I do. Oh, Maureen, what are you fixing for supper? We are probably gone now. Anyway, yeah, fashion. God, fashion. And you know what's funny? I remember when I was working for that big name designer, there had been a fashion shoot in a major publication. There was a crochet bikini top and bottom. That was not a part of their line. It was not something they were offering. But by golly, they got so many calls about that crochet bikini top and bottom. And at that time, I was not yet crocheting again. But if I were, I still wouldn't want to touch, the women models. Ew, icky poo, yuck, yuck, yuck. But still, I might be tempted. Yarn barf. I once dated a guy who was very high up in at Barney's. I don't remember exactly what his role was, but Barney's is a very, very, very big, high-priced department store in New York City. And so I dated this guy. And then, like, probably 2 years after we parted, I wound up temping at this designer in the offices of this designer. And there was the guy I had dated. And it was so weird because he was there for like a buyer presentation. I would hate to think that my presence influenced anything in any way. I would like to think that anyone that I ever worked for as a temp had a positive experience out of it. But at the same time, it's sort of funny now. Oh, Teresa, you love it? Oh my gosh, please send me pictures. Exactly, Barfy. Awkward. But at the same time, fun. Because both of us had to, like, maintain our composure and pretend we didn't know each other. Because I think I was like, they were doing this buyer presentation. I think I was like, I might have only been carrying out like office supplies, maybe coffee or something. And because I was at that time in a very clerical, low grade position. But it was funny. Mm. So I have to apologize for my lighting, actually. The overhead light in this room, the bulb like blew out. So I was trying to change the bulb, and the original bulb that was there, like the metal part of it stuck in and the glass part of it broke off. So I don't know what to do next. Right now I have this lamp behind me. I have a lamp over there. I mean, I guess I look okay now, but it's not always going to be great lighting. And of course, it's dark outside. I think you can see though that I have a nice nose anyway. Use a potato and I can get the metal part out. Out of context, that sentence could be taken so many different ways. Exactly, Jackie. I spend most of my time in pajama bottoms and a t-shirt and something on top of the t-shirt to keep me warm. I have a stock of sweaters that I've made right here beside me for different things that I do. I also have a stock of sweaters that I need to finish, or else I will. The choice is either to finish them or keep beating myself up, which gives me more pleasure. Don't answer that, because I know what the answer is. Exactly, Yarn Barf. It's either food shopping, the P.O. box. Oh, did I tell you my UPS store story? So I believe it was Monday morning. Monday was February 7th. I received 3 renewal notifications for my UPS box, stating that the rent was due on January 29th. And then I also received, on top of that, 2 past due notices. Every last one of them were time-stamped Monday morning, 8:33 a.m., January 7th. Although the renewal date was January 29th. On top of that, I had received, I mean, you could say it was a system failure on their end, but no, I had received package notifications since January 29th. I had also been there several times since January 29th. There was no notice until February 7th about this supposed January 29th expiration. I mean, I had no objection to paying for, the next period that I was paying for. I had the money at the time. I could do it. I just never received a reminder. And if their policy was, well, we don't send out reminders, I'm going, well, you have every other period I've ever had a box with you before, so why is it different now? I need to follow up with them. Fortunately, when I did go and renew, they didn't charge a late fee or anything, because I would have gone totally Karen on them if they had. And I'm sorry if your name is Karen, but I would have gone totally Karen on them if they had tried to charge me a late fee. Yeah, yarn barf. It's sometimes it's difficult to try to time your bills with your income. Um, I almost missed out on that November men's retreat, which was like the best thing I have ever done in my whole life. Um, because a let's call it an allowance payment, basically an allowance from a savings account from my mother's legacy, let us call it, came late. So I almost had to miss out on it because of that. And it would have broken my heart. Okay, Barfi, I don't recall exactly what you say is true, but everything I say is true. As God is my witness. Everything I say is true, except for when it's not. Anyway, so I hate to call it a day short, but I'm beginning to think about dinner time and what's in the freezer that I could cook up in the air fryer and that sort of thing. So I might just call it a day. I'm totally thankful for everybody who has been with me through the whole time and everybody who is here now. I don't know where we stand in terms of thumbs, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter in the end. It probably does, but it doesn't. Um, Uh-oh. Ha! Ha! I love the way you put that, Ashley. There's a rumbly in David's tumbly. I don't know who's going on live next. Honestly, I'm going to finish watching an opera on video that I started watching the other day. And then I might go to bed and then I'll watch even more of it. But thank you all so much for being here. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, share, and keep coming back. I'm really glad you were here and thank you so much. Bye bye now.